Hey grade 5s, Mr. Elmer here. Today's video is just going to be a quick little tutorial on how to organize your Google Drive and get it ready for at-home learning. So you're going to sign in really quick. Awesome. Once you're logged in, head to the waffle, open it up, click on Drive. In your drive is your file system, which holds all of your files and things that you've been working on. All right, here's a fake one that I just created now. If you're anything like this fake Mr. Elmer account, you'll have files and stuff all over the place. You might have a couple of folders. I guess really quick, up here is called quick access. This will never you can never move the documents here. They'll all be changing, always be changing. And they change based on which ones you opened last. So the last ones I opened today was journal post number 3, this First Nation presentation. So as I open a new one, like if I open up puppies, and then I'll close it here. Okay, and I'll refresh the page. There you go. Now puppies is the last thing I opened, so this now comes up here. So you can never change this. Google just makes it for itself. What you can change, what you're going to be working on, is these two sections here, the folder section and then the files section. All right. So this is your entire school Rocky View account of all the files that you've ever worked on in Google. So some of you might have grade 3 or grade 4 stuff in here, a lot of grade 5 stuff in here. We're going to organize these so that you can quickly find things, as well as us as teachers can go into your accounts and quickly find the files that we need to mark and help you in your learning process. So first things first, we are going to make 5 folders. And the 5 folders that we're going to make is grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, and grade 5. And then what we're going to do eventually is organize all of these files that I have into the appropriate grades. So we're going to make 5 folders. The way that you make a folder, there's 2 different ways. You can either right click on your screen here, okay, and say make a new folder. Or you can head over here to the top left hand side and click new. Okay, here you can make a new folder. All right, so let me make a new folder. I'm going to call this grade 1. All right, and then it pops up in my folders here. So I got classroom, grade 1, test files. All right, I'm going to keep going. Grade 2. And you get the idea. Let me just fast forward and make a couple more of these for us. Awesome. Okay. All right. Here are all my files: grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, grade 5. And then I also made a personal folder just in case any of the files that I have maybe don't fit into any of my grades and it's just something that I'm working on the side. So yeah, I created that folder there. Okay. Now that we have folders, what I want you to go and do is go into your grade 5 folder and do the exact same thing in here. Okay, but you're going to make new folders, and these are for your subjects in grade 5. So in grade 5, you had a subject for science. All right, we had one for LA. All right, here we go. So I got all 4 of my subjects, my course, my LA, math, science, social. If you're in 5U, you'll also want to make one called weekly updates. Okay, now everybody, all grade 5s need to create a brand new one as well. So even if you've done this, grade 5s, some of you have, some of you haven't, you need to make a new one called at home learning. This file, or this folder rather, this at home folder, that's where we're going to be putting all of our information that we work on while we're at home. So all of the stuff that we asked you to do over the weeks, it's going to be going in here. And so that way, when your teacher is ready to look at your stuff or mark it, they can quickly go to your at-home learning folder, click on it, and see all the stuff that you've put in there. All right, so your first step in all of this in organizing is to create folders. You're going to create your grade folders, and then you're going to go into grade 5, and you're going to create your subject folders. All right, step 2. Once you have created all of your folders, now you're going to go through your documents and start figuring out where do they need to go. So if you've been at Rocky View and you've been using this for a long, you're going to have a lot of folders or files rather. And so you're going to have to go through and you're going to have to organize these files and so that it makes sense for you and any teachers looking at it as well. All right. A helpful tip that might help you is you can change it so it's not these random weird pictures that are files. You can change it up here at the top right hand side and you can make them so they're a list like this. It's a lot easier to see all of my files this way in a list rather than in these tiles like this. Here is all of my documents and here are all of my, all of my documents. Now I got to figure out, okay, what is this file and where is it going to go? Well, I know that this Cute Puppies things was not part of a school project. It was just a personal thing I've been doing, but let's just open up and have a look just to make sure it's not part of a school project. Oh, look at the puppies. They're so cute. And more puppies, so cute. Yes, all the puppies. Okay, Cute Puppies, definitely personal. All right, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to hold on to that and drag it into my personal. If you're working on an iPad, it might be a little bit different for you. You might have to actually right-click on it, or there might be 3 dots over here that you're going to have to work on. You might have to say move to. You might have something, if I look up here, I can say file, move. Oh, here we go. Move, file, move. Okay, and I'm just going to say which one am I going to move it to. I'm going to move it to personal, please, and say move. So depending on what device you're working on, it might look a little bit different. You'll have to play around with it a little bit, all right? But in some way, I need you to move that to the appropriate folder. So there it goes in my personal. First Nation presentation. This was a presentation that I worked on in grade 5, so I'm definitely going to put it in my grade 5 folder. All right, these journal posts were also grade 5 journal posts. So I'm going to, one at a time, drag them to my grade 5 folder. And you'll see that they're starting to disappear, and that just means they're going into that folder instead of being out here. My goal is to get all of my files so they're not out here, but they're inside my folders. All right, memes. Love this doc, it's fantastic. Again, not for school. I'm going to make sure that I move that to my personal one. Side note, this is a school account. This is an account to work on school things. So if you would like to work on random documents or files, that isn't for this email account. If you would like to do that, then you need to make a new Gmail account, and that's where you can work on your own personal things. All right, Rocks and Minerals, grade 3. Let me just fast forward this video as I start to organize a couple of these things. Okay, now I guarantee you that some of you are going to have this terrible thing where you have decided for some reason not to title your document. I unfortunately have 5, so now I'm going to have to open them up, really quickly look at and see, okay, what is this? Oh, this is research about ingenious rocks. Now that I've done that, now I can exit out. I know what it is. Now I can move it to the appropriate folder. If you have a lot of these, you're going to have to go in and quickly look at them. What is it? Title it. All right. So here is just one other thing that you might encounter or might need to do. You might look at a document and say, oh geez, like this is not something I actually want, or this is not important. You can take that document and you can delete it. All right. There's a trash can up here. Again, if you're on the iPad, it's going to look a little bit different. Okay. But you click on the thing and you say remove, or you can drag it to the trash can and remove it that way too. All right, cool. Okay, so I have no more files sitting out here in my drive. All of the files now are in folders. If you look, I scroll down and I can't scroll down any further because I have no files to organize. This quick access stuff is going to stay up here because that's always just saying, hey, you open these last. Okay, now that I have kind of organized these, my job is to go into grade 5 specifically and make sure that all of my files go into the right subjects. My First Nation presentation was for social studies. My 3 journal posts were for LA. Awesome. Okay, that was step 2. Step 2 is going to take a little bit of time. Okay, step 1 is just to make folders. Step 2 is to put all those files into the appropriate folders and organize yourself. Step 3, this is the final step. This is not the most important, but what we're kind of working towards. Step 3 is you're going to take your grade 5 folder and you're going to rename it. And you're going to rename it because in a second, you're going to invite and share that folder with your teachers, with Mr. Baker, Mrs. Kovacevic, and Mr. Ulmer. Now, when you share that grade 5 folder, if 97 grade 5 students share this grade 5 folder with us, all we're going to see is 97 folders called grade 5. And we're not going to know which one it is. And so what you need to do is rename it and put your first and last name on there. If you click on the folder and then you click up the 3 dots up at the top here, you can get that same menu. So you can 2-finger click, control click, right click, whatever computer you're working on, or you can use these 3 dots. All right, 3 dots, I'm going to rename. It's got a little pencil on it. Okay, I'm going to call it first name, last name, grade 5. So that way we can find you really easily, find this folder. All right, so I've renamed it, my first name, my last name, grade 5. I'm going to say okay. Okay, last step is you're going to share this folder now with Mr. Ulmer, Mr. Baker, and Mrs. Kovacevic. And the way that you're going to do that is you're going to hit, there's a couple ways you can do it. There's this little person with the plus button, and that's the share option. Okay, so you can share the folder. All right, share. Once you get and you click on that, it's going to give you this window. Please change this, and it should come up naturally as the pencil, but please change it so that everybody can edit who you're sharing with. Okay, so if you get the eyeball, change it please to the pencil. Edit. Okay, and you're going to type in the addresses. If you're a RockyView on a RockyView account, which you all are, it should automatically find these. This is not a RockyView account. This is a fake account, so I'm going to have to actually type these all in. But as soon as you start typing this in, you should get an email that pops up saying that's Mr. Baker. Awesome. Okay, so there are all 3 accounts in here. You can click send. And that way, all 3 of the teachers now can go into this folder, into your grade 5 folder, and access and see all that information that you're sharing, putting in there. All right. I know that's a lot, and some of you might be pretty comfortable and have done this before, and some of you, this might be brand new, and it might take a little bit longer. Okay. This is really important. So what we do here now is going to organize us for the future in teaching you online here, or doing at-home learning. So it's going to take a little bit to get the ball rolling. As soon as you get comfortable with this, as soon as you do this a little bit more, you're going to be super comfortable and we're going to be flying. If you need help, please reach out to your teacher and we will be more than happy to help you organize your files.